The remnants of human civilization clustered in the shadows of abandoned space stations, their once vibrant colonies reduced to cold, empty husks floating against the infinite darkness. It had been 3 years since the initial Karakhan invasion, 3 years of systematic destruction that had pushed humanity to the very brink of extinction. Admiral Elena Rodriguez stood before the holographic star map, her weathered hands clasped behind her back. The projection showed the brutal reality of their situation. Red markers indicating lost colonies, blue markers representing the few remaining human strongholds, and ominous green swarms representing the continuing Karakhan expansion. Each green marker was a memorial to countless lives lost, to entire worlds erased from existence. The orbital research station hung in a carefully chosen orbit around a dying neutron star, its radiation and magnetic interference providing natural camouflage from potential alien detection. Inside, humanity's last hope worked with a fervor born of absolute desperation. Dr. Marcus Chen, head of Advanced Propulsion Systems, looked up from his workstation. His eyes were bloodshot, evidence of countless sleepless nights. "We're running out of options, Elena," he said, his voice carrying the weight of multiple scientific disciplines and personal losses. His husband and daughter had been among the first victims of the Proxima Colony massacre. Elena knew the personal stories behind every researcher. Dr. Aisha Okonkwo, quantum mechanics specialist, had lost her entire extended family when the Lagos orbital habitats were destroyed. Engineer Rafael Gonzalez had been the sole survivor of the Mars Defense Fleet. Each person in this station carried their grief like armor, transforming pain into pure, focused determination. "We're not looking for options," Elena responded, her voice steady. "We're creating our only possibility of survival." The Dragon-class project was more than a military initiative. It was humanity's last stand, a technological Hail Mary that defied every conventional understanding of spacecraft design. Traditional military experts had long since been silenced. Most of them were dead, their strategies proven catastrophically ineffective against the Exarchons' overwhelming technological superiority. The Exarchon were not a single species, but a collective of technologically advanced civilizations that had long ago decided that cooperation meant absolute conformity. They viewed humanity as a chaotic, unpredictable species, and thus a threat to be systematically eliminated. Their war machine was built on precision, predictability, and overwhelming force. They had no concept of how human creativity could transform survival into an art form. Dr. Chen pulled up a holographic schematic of the prototype hull. "The quantum adaptive armor is no longer theoretical," he explained. "Our simulations show it can absorb and redistribute energy in ways that completely negate traditional weapon systems. But the neural interface, that's where the real breakthrough happens." Elena studied the intricate design. The ship was less a machine and more a living organism, with systems that could adapt, learn, and evolve in real time. Traditional spacecraft followed predetermined protocols. This would be different. This would think. Aisha Okonkwo joined them, her hands moving rapidly across multiple holographic displays. "The neural interface isn't just about control," she explained. "It's about creating a true symbiosis between human consciousness and advanced computing. We're essentially creating a new form of intelligence that combines human intuition with computational precision." The station hummed with energy, with hope, with the collective will of the species refusing to be erased. Every researcher knew the stakes. Every calculation, every line of code, every microscopic adjustment could mean the difference between total extinction and survival. Outside the station's reinforced windows, the neutron star pulsed with violent energy, a perfect metaphor for humanity's current state. Compressed, intense, capable of unleashing unimaginable power. Rafael Gonzalez entered, carrying a datapad with the latest structural integrity reports. "The U.S. Indomitable's frame is complete," he announced. "Initial stress tests show it can withstand energy levels that would vaporize conventional ships." Elena looked at her team, a collection of brilliant minds who had sacrificed everything. Families lost, careers destroyed, entire worlds consumed by an implacable enemy. And yet, here they were, working, hoping, creating something that could change everything. "We're not just building a ship," she said quietly. "We're building humanity's future." The holographic displays flickered, the star map showing those tiny blue markers, the last bastions of human civilization. Soon, those markers would become something more. Soon, they would become a weapon of unprecedented potential. The Dragon class was coming, and the galaxy had no idea what was about to happen. The silence of the Proxima Centauri system was about to be shattered. Commander Jack Chen sat in the neural interface chair, his consciousness expanding beyond the physical limitations of flesh and bone. The U.S. Indomitable was no longer just a ship. It was an extension of his being, a living weapon forged from humanity's most desperate hopes. Tactical displays flickered around him, a symphony of data that most human minds would find incomprehensible. But Jack was different. Years of specialized training, coupled with the revolutionary neural interface, allowed him to process information at speeds that would have been impossible mere months ago. The Exarchon fleet approached with its typical methodical precision. Massive battleships shaped like obsidian arrowheads, each vessel a testament to cold, calculated destruction. They had systematically dismantled human colonies across 3 star systems, their technological superiority seemingly insurmountable. Jack's neural link pulsed with information. The ship's quantum adaptive armor was more than a defensive mechanism. It was a living, breathing system that could analyze, predict, and redirect incoming energy signatures in microseconds. Where traditional spacecraft would be vaporized, the Indomitable would dance. Incoming transmission, the ship's eye, a personality that had developed its own subtle sense of humor, whispered directly into Jack's consciousness. "Seems our friends are feeling chatty before the main event." A holographic display materialized, showing the lead Exarchon commander. The alien was a crystalline being, its body a complex lattice of interconnected geometric shapes that shifted and realigned as it spoke. Its voice was a mechanical translation, devoid of emotion. "Human vessel." The transmission began. "You are in violation of Exarchon territorial claims. Surrender or be eliminated." Jack allowed himself a slight smile, the smile of someone who knew something the enemy didn't. Lieutenant Aria Martinez, the ship's weapons specialist, was already running combat simulations through her own neural interface. Her mind worked in perfect synchronization with the ship's computational systems, predicting attack vectors with impossible precision. "They're running standard formation protocol Delta 7, she subvocalized through the neural network. Predictable. Boring. The first wave of energy weapons erupted from the Exarchon fleet. Conventional spacecraft would have been reduced to atomic debris in milliseconds. The Indomitable. It responded. The quantum adaptive armor didn't just absorb the incoming energy. It transformed it. Each weapon strike was analyzed, its energy signature understood, and then redirected. Some energy was absorbed, some reflected, some converted into additional power for the ship's own systems. Jack's consciousness expanded, feeling every micro-adjustment, every computational decision happening simultaneously. The ship moved not like a machine, but like a living predator. Each maneuver was intuitive, unpredictable, a perfect blend of human creativity and advanced computational logic. Targeting sequence initiated. The AI announced. Its voice carried a hint of anticipation, almost like a hunting beast preparing to strike. The first Exarchon capital ship disappeared in a brilliant explosion of redirected energy. Not destroyed by traditional weaponry, but essentially consumed by its own aggressive attack, turned against itself with mathematical precision. "One down," Aria muttered, her neural pathways burning with intense focus. The Exarchon fleet's perfect formation began to fracture. Their computational systems, designed for predictability and rigid tactical protocols, couldn't comprehend the chaos of the Indomitable's movements. Each ship was a universe of potential actions, and the human vessel explored every possible trajectory. Jack remembered the words of Dr. Okonkwo during their final training simulations. "We're not creating a weapon. We're creating a new form of intelligence that defies everything they understand about warfare." 17 Sarkhan capital ships fell in rapid succession, not through brute force, but through an unprecedented fusion of human intuition and computational precision. As the last ship's remnants cooled in the void of space, Jack felt something profound. This was more than a battle. This was a statement. Humanity would not be erased. Humanity would adapt. Humanity would survive. The neural interface hummed with a sense of victory that felt almost alive. The galaxy would never be the same. The neural interface training facility resembled nothing like a traditional military installation. Soft white walls curved in organic patterns, neural connection pods gleamed like pearlescent cocoons, and the air hummed with a subtle electromagnetic pulse that seemed to dance between technology and living energy. Dr. Amara Okonkwo watched intently as the latest group of potential Dragon-class pilots underwent their final synchronization tests. Each candidate represented humanity's most adaptable minds, not just military personnel, but artists, mathematicians, quantum physicists, and survivors with unique neural plasticity. Connection stability at 82%, announced the primary diagnostic system. Candidate Yuki Nakamura showing exceptional synaptic resonance. Yuki sat perfectly still within the neural interface pod, her breathing measured and controlled. But her mind was anything but still. Thousands of computational pathways blazed with potential, creating and discarding tactical scenarios faster than any traditional computer could process. The neural interface was more than a control mechanism. It was a complete symbiosis between human consciousness and advanced computational systems. Traditional spacecraft relied on preset protocols and rigid command structures. The Dragon-class ships would be different, living, breathing extensions of human creativity and intuition. Dr. Okonkwo understood the profound complexity of what they were creating. The interface wasn't about controlling a machine. It was about becoming one. Each pilot would essentially merge their consciousness with the ship's artificial intelligence, creating a hybrid intelligence that defied traditional understanding of both human and machine capabilities. Synaptic mapping complete, the diagnostic system continued. Neural pathways stabilizing. Quantum entanglement protocols engaging. Yuki's eyes remained closed, but her mind explored impossible geometries. She could feel the ship's systems as intimately as her own body. Each energy conduit, each computational node, each potential trajectory existing simultaneously in her awareness. The failures had been spectacular in the early stages of development.